Hello everyone and welcome to a reading wrap-up for Bring Your Own Word, BYOW, Bring Your Own Word. This was created and hosted by Zach from Rye Reads. I will list the YouTube channel in the description box, and if I can link the Discord I will as well. Zach hosts a couple of readathons every now and then, and so it is fun. So this one, there were 26 prompts. You don't have to complete them all. You can complete something within like 3 books, which is what I did. I did want to do more than 3 books to give myself a couple of options. So each letter of the alphabet corresponded with 1 prompt, hence the 26 letters of the American English alphabet. And let's go ahead and just delve right on in. And when I have gone through and told you, I'll tell you what all of the prompts were, which ones I completed. I'll let you know if I did not complete the prompt, and then I'll tell you what words I were able to make from the letters that I did complete. So, letter A, the prompt was a book of your choosing, so a free pick. Easy peasy, I went with Caution Tape. This is an adult romance, serial killer, very dark. Blood is a big turn on sexually for these serial killers. No longer wanting to hide their dark desires. Yeah, very dark. I gave this one 4 stars. It was 276 pages. This edition is a special edition from Read in Peace book box. This was written, co-authored by Molly Doyle and J.D. Midnight. Definitely adult. Definitely adult. So definitely adult. Be aware of that. Yeah, there are a couple of things I actually underlined in this. There was not much, but people just want attention. They want someone to tell them all their idiosyncrasies are genius, that they are adorable, misunderstood, and appreciated, that they want to know no matter how secretly awful they are, someone will accept them. People are that simple. Give them attention, notice something specific, remember it, spit it back at them. And then the third thing I underlined, all things die eventually. Death is normal, and it cannot be escaped. So, anyway, yeah, so Caution Tape. If you like dark, sexually explicit, serial killer, blood, murder, then you'll probably like that one. Okay, so moving on, letter B was Blind Date. This is a book that you know nothing about. For this one, I did an ebook. I read Alice. This was a retelling of, this was written by Christina Henry, and this was a retelling of Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, I believe. I have not read the original. I've seen the movie several times, the Disney adaptation, like the original Disney adaptation, and I have seen the one with Johnny Depp in it. The first one, I know there's a sequel, and I have not seen that one. I do like Alice in Wonderland. It's not my favorite Disney movie out of the bunch, but I do like it. Anyway, this book was entertaining. I do feel like it dragged just a little bit, but I still overall thoroughly enjoyed it. I gave this one 3 stars. It was 292 pages. So for this one, think that like the animals in Alice in Wonderland are human, but they still have magical capabilities. And then maybe some of the humans in Alice in Wonderland are not really humans. I think everyone's human. I was a little confused with some of the characters, but there's still definite fantastical elements, and it was dark. So I would say definitely darker than, at least in the Disney movie adaptation. I couldn't say if it's darker than the original work. Letter C is Comfort Reads. This is to read a book or a genre that brings you comfort. I read The Rocky Road to Murder by Meri Allen. This is a cozy mystery. A lot of genres bring me comfort. Cozy mysteries are one of them. They're just, I know what to expect, and they're quick and they're fun. And sometimes they just make me giggle. There actually are 3 things that I did highlight in this or underline. And this is book number 1 in an ice cream shop mystery. So again, cozy mystery series. Sometimes people rise to the occasion. We're all capable of anything when our backs are against the wall. Some people have good hearts, even if they don't look that way on the outside. So, I mean, it's your standard cozy mystery. There's a death. In this case, it's a friend of the main character who is more on the suspect list, or seems to be. And of course, the main character inserts themselves into the investigation. And then it just goes from there. So, standard cozy mystery formula. Next prompt is D. The standard stood for Dead by Daylight. This is to read a book where you know someone dies. I did not do a book for this one. E is Elephant in the Room. This is to read a book that is over 350 pages. I did another ebook for this one. I read The Water Knife by Paolo Bacigalupi. 3 stars. This one was 371 pages. This one is set in America, and it is, I think, post-apocalyptic, or apocalyptic was one of the tags. Definitely dystopian was one of the tags. Climate change was a big one. This one is when there is a massive drought, like worldwide, and like California and Nevada are like fighting for certain water rights. You have, like, think drug cartel, but it's more like water cartel type of a situation. Yeah, it's all over water because it's just a massive worldwide drought. And that's all I'm going to say about that one. F is Food for Thought. This is to read a book that makes you think. I read another ebook. This one I actually unhauled, deleted it from my Kindle. This one was translated from Japanese. The writing was good. I will say that the writing was well done. However, I was kind of bored with it. The book I'm talking about is After Dark by Haruki Murakami. I do want to check out another author's book from this author. Just because I didn't particularly care for After Dark does not necessarily mean I won't like other books from this author. After Dark is a magical realism, so I was a little hesitant going into it because magical realism doesn't always hit, and this was no exception for me. So I will say again, I do feel like the writing was well done, but the magical realism side of this just was a miss completely for me. I was left with more questions than answers. I don't need everything answered, but I was definitely left with much more questions, like maybe out of all the questions that I had, 2 or 3 were answered, where I still had 8 or 9 questions, type of a situation. You get what I mean? Can I really tell you what this is about? It takes place in Japan. This girl's at Denny's, people sit down and talk to her, and then all of a sudden we're getting a perspective from kind of like a Truman Show type thing, where it's like we're seeing someone through the TV, through the screen, and this is empty, and then they're in this spot. And so describing the scene, it was just kind of a little too out there for me. Let's just go ahead and move on because I don't really know what else to say. 247 pages. G was group read. This is to read a book with a group of people. I did not do a book for this. And when I am filming this is July 17th. I'm already counting this one done because I have a handful of words that I am bringing to the end of this readathon. So I'm already completing this one, saying this is complete. H is hacked. This is where to read a book someone else chooses for you. I did not do that one. I is I'll stand by you. Read a book with your bestie. Nope, didn't do that. J, just choose. This is to read a book that you want to pick up and read right now. So there was a prompt for, I think, one of the year-long readathons, which was to read a poetry book. And I did an ebook for this one. I read Oh, It's You by Francesco Marciuliano. I know I said that wrong. This was 111 pages. I did give this 5 stars. It's a collection of poetry, all from a cat's perspective. And when I saw, 1, the cover, and 2, know that all of the poems are from the cat's perspective, I stopped reading whatever book I was reading at the time and read that. So definitely fits that prompt. And that's pretty much all I can say. It is nonfiction, and I definitely did get another book from this author, so it is on my Kindle waiting for the next time I want to pick up the book. K is Kaleidoscope. This is to read a book with multiple POVs. I did not complete anything for that. L is Look Alive. This is to read a book you think will surprise you. Did not do anything. M, Midnight Woes. This is to read a book that keeps you up at night. I read Casey's Secret. Cassie's Secret. 4 stars. This is a novella written by Ophelia Bell, 181 pages. This is definitely taboo. The main character, Cassie, or Casey, however you say it, is 18. She stays out late, is about 30 minutes late from curfew, and her mom is out of the house. She comes home, her stepdad is sitting on her bed, says you have 2 options. You're either grounded for the summer because you're late, or you can have a spanking right now and then just move on. She opts for the spanking. He says, drop your pants, drop your underwear, bend over. So he spanks her bare butt. She gets turned on, he gets turned on, and then they have sex. And this is extremely explicit. Definitely need to be 18 or older for this. Just nothing but sex after sex after sex. And then the stepdad has a friend that comes over for some odd reason, and then they end up having a threesome. So it is a male-female situation. And that's, yeah, very sexually explicit, taboo type of a read. It was fun. Okay. And newer release. This is to read a book that was released in the last 365 days from when you started the book. I read a library book, and I want my own copy of this one. I did purchase another book that's supposed to arrive today from this author because I did enjoy the writing. But the library book that I read, which I no longer have, is The Sweetest Revenge by Lizzy Dent. I gave this one 4 stars. It was 350 pages. This is a romance where an American finds out some news from her now ex-boyfriend, gets so drunk, she climbs on top of his car and pees on it. And then we're in London, and she is part of the television network, which she was in America, and there's like an opening for a certain position she wants to go for. She finds out her neighbor is an excellent writer, and so she teams up with him. There are some sparks. There is no sexually explicit scene. Their language does get a little rough and a little explicit at times, but there is no sexually explicit scenes. And like the most explicit is where they both end up in a pool or a tub, and then it's like a fade to black type of a scene. I started reading this one on July 25th, or excuse me, on July 12th of 2024. This was released July 25th of 2023. With counting the days, it was 353 days released. So definitely fit that prompt. This was very comedic. I did chuckle quite a bit or giggle. A lot of stuff with piss. And I'm not talking just urine. I'm talking like being pissed drunk is how, I think it said that in the UK. I don't know where else. But anyway. The next several letters I did not complete, but I will tell you the prompt. So O is One True Love. A book that others might not love as much as you. P, Play It Again, reminds you of your favorite song or playlist. Q, Quests Lie Ahead, leaves you wanting more. R, Ready or Not, been ready to read but haven't yet. S, Signs, been excited to read but have put off. T, To read or not to read, you have heard mixed reviews about. U, Under the Weather, leaves you unwell. V, Vanilla Baby, be vanilla and pick a popular book. W, WWYD, What Would You Do? This is a book of your choice. I did do this one, and I slotted in Night Games by R.L. Stine. This is a young adult horror thriller. This was 165 pages. I gave this 3 stars. It's an R.L. Stine Fear Street. In this particular one, we're following seniors in high school. They meet up with this friend that they didn't know had moved back to the area, and they decide to do some night games, which are some pranks. And the pranks get more and more risky, and there is a death in this book of an adult, I will say that. And they find said adult, and it just kind of goes from there. But there's a lot of talk of wanting this adult dead anyway, because they hate this adult. But these pranks get more and more serious. Like, for this, the first prank is that there's a couple making out in the car. They stumble upon him, knock on the windows, act like the police, and then they take off. So they scare the people. and then it turns into vandalism, breaking and entering, and then goes from there. So, yeah, 3 stars, 165 pages. And then the last 3 letters, X, Y, and Z, I did not complete. So X was X-ray. This is to read a book that makes you feel seen. Y is your love, lives rent-free in your head. And Z is zodiac, best represents your zodiac sign. I am a Sagittarius, but I did not read a book that I thought best represents the Sagittarius. So those are the books that I read. So the letters A, B, C, E, F, J, M, N, and W. So some of the words out of those letters, I got jaw, so jaw, fame, F-A-M-E, man, name, cab, and face. So there's at least the 5 words. I'm sure I could get more, but I got 5 and I thought that's good. So for this readathon, that's 2,331 pages. I completed this in 12 days. I got those books all within 12 days. So divided by, amongst the 12 days, that's 194.25 pages read per day, with 9 books completed. So the 2,331 divided by 9 books, it's about 259 pages per book. One book got 2 stars, 3 got 3 stars, 4 got 4 stars, and 1 got 5 stars. That's 32 stars issued. Divided by the 9 books, it's a 3.56 star average rating for this readathon. So let me know, have you read the books for the readathon? Bring Your Own Word, again, hosted by Zach from Rye Reads. I will put the YouTube channel in the description box. I'm not exactly sure when this wrap-up will go live. If it is still in July, let me know. Are you still working on this readathon or not? Definitely let me know. Have you read any of these books or not? And are you interested in reading any of these books? Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I will talk to you later.